Hello everybody. So it's day 11 of Interesting Point of View. And I am still in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Very happy to be here. It's been amazing. Somebody asked about values and interesting point of view. Because when we use interesting point of view, one of the things that occurs is you get to this space, as a lot of you guys who have been playing along have noticed, you get to this space where you don't have a lot going on upstairs in a good way. Your mind gets quiet. And one of the big purposes basically of our points of view, our judgments, our decisions and conclusions is to keep us on track as good people, as the kind of a good person that you've decided that you want to be. And that is, of course, going to be different for everybody. And this is where, if you looked at the word values, we don't really use that word in Access Consciousness so much, but it's like I'm going to let this tree contribute. This tree is amazing. From that point of view, values are these sort of like guiding principles that we have for our lives that are considered a really good thing in this reality. And it's like sort of the compass, if you will, on your life, and making sure that you're choosing in the correct direction and not choosing in the wrong direction, and choosing towards something that's going to make you greater, and all these things. And it's like that actually, when you're doing that, it's like you're choosing based on something outside of you that you've decided is going to work or not going to work, that's going to make you good in the world or bad in the world, or it's going to, it's something that you've decided is going to create something better or worse or greater or less great or whatever. And you're not actually looking at the energy of things and in the question. There's so many places where energies or things or choices or whatever that we think are not quote unquote good, if you don't have a point of view about those energies, those choices, they might actually be something that's really generative in a certain circumstance or at a certain time. But it's like the world has decided that those energies, those choices are not good. For instance, like I saw a video at one point, it was a long time ago, so I don't even really remember the details, but it was something about how like some aspect of the AIDS virus was being used in a very particular way to heal some other totally unrelated health thing. And if you just across the border, like the AIDS virus is bad, then it is, So this is just one example of how when you decide that something is bad, you don't get to receive from it. You don't get to receive from anything that you judge. When you decide something is good, you don't really get to receive from it either, because you have to choose based on the decision that it's good or the decision that it's bad, rather than looking at the energy and recognizing that everything can be a contribution. So when you get to interesting point of view and you're being that space a lot more, all these goods and bads and shoulds and should nots and values and morals and ethics, they all fall away. Which is one of the reasons why people don't really like to get to this space, and they don't like to use this tool, because how the hell would you choose? How would you decide? How do you move forward in your life left to your own devices? Like the world is based on, and religion and all these things is based on this moral compass of like, if you just stick to this program, you're a good person, and we can see now how, that's really blowing up in the world at the moment. And there's no program that you can stick to that's going to guarantee anything, you have to be in question. And as we've talked about before, to be in question requires you to be interesting point of view, because if you've got judgments about anything, you're not going to be curious. You're not going to be looking at what else is possible. So we can talk more about it. Let me know what other questions you have, but hopefully that gives you some clarity for today.